takes Baszler out of the mix. Charlotte.
Selfish, Charlotte Flair said to have buried Tiffany Stratton. Top WWE star seemingly agrees. A top WWE star seemingly agrees that Charlotte Flair buried Tiffany Stratton during their verbal exchange on tonight's episode of SmackDown. Nia Jax reposted an ex-Twitter post claiming the Queen buried the WWE Women's Champion. At WrestleMania 41, Flair will take on Tiffany Stratton in a WWE Women's title match. The Queen won the 2025 Women's Royal Rumble match and chose to face Stratton at the Show of Shows. The two female stars have been feuding on WWE SmackDown since then. On tonight's episode of SmackDown, Charlotte Flair and Stratton had a verbal exchange via satellite, and many fans believe Flair got the upper hand. Some even thought Flair buried the Women's Champion. One such ex-Twitter post received a repost from none other than Nia Jax. Check out the screen grab below. Flair had been out of action for over a year before finally making her return during the Women's Royal Rumble match. She ended up winning the free-for-all, and a lot of fans weren't happy at all. Now, fans are urging WWE to let Tiffany beat Flair at Mania and not let the Queen add another title reign to her list of accolades. Flair is very close to surpassing her father's record of 16 world title reigns. Little Tiffany looks scared. Charlotte Flair ate Tiffany Stratton alive on WWE SmackDown, says veteran Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair are set to collide for the WWE Women's Championship at WrestleMania. While Buff Barbie is the champion heading into the match, wrestling veteran Dutch Mantell noted that she looks out of her depth against the Queen. The two women had a sit-down segment on SmackDown this week, during which Charlotte brutally insulted Stratton and told her that she chose her only because she felt sorry for her. The champion was not able to say many words against the Queen and came across as weak. Speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Bro Down, Dutch Mantell noted that Tiffany Stratton looked scared during the segment. Little Tiffany looks scared. Charlotte Flair ate her alive. It looks like Tiffany got flustered and didn't have anything to say, and Charlotte sat over there and sort of trying to laugh. I don't feel sorry for either one of them. I think they're both half heels. Former WWE writer Vince Russo added that he did not like Charlotte Flair's claim that she chose Tiffany Stratton because she felt sorry for her. Here's the angle. Charlotte Flair said, "I felt sorry for you." Okay, so that's the angle going into the match, Russo said. This is what I'm talking about. There are no angles. I felt sorry for you. It's so vanilla and has been said a billion times before. How can we just come up with nothing more than that? The Buff Barbie has so far appeared weak in her feud with the 14-time Women's Champion. She also looks unlikely to retain the WWE Women's title at WrestleMania 41. Condolences. Charlotte Flair sends a message after WWE SmackDown. WWE superstar Charlotte Flair made a massive impact in the latest episode of SmackDown. The Queen has now issued a message, potentially directed at WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton, following her verbal back and forth with the 25-year-old on the Friday night show. On the March 21st installment of the Blue Brands show in Bologna, Italy, Flair and Stratton participated in a split-screen interview with Joe Tessitore. The segment became memorable because the Queen dominated the conversation, seemingly undermining the Buff Barbie's confidence ahead of their WWE Women's Championship match at WrestleMania 41. Taking to X, formerly Twitter, the dirtiest diva in the game sent a brutal one-word message after SmackDown, seemingly disparaging Tiffany Stratton. WWE veterans comment on Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton's segment on SmackDown. Dutch Mantell and Vince Russo offered their thoughts on the verbal exchange via satellite between the Queen and the blonde bombshell. The veterans discussed this during an appearance on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Bro Down. According to Dutch Mantell, Tiffany Stratton looked scared after Charlotte Flair ate her alive. The veteran also claimed that both women performed as partial heels. Little Tiffany looks scared. Charlotte Flair ate her alive. It looks like Tiffany got flustered and didn't have anything to say, and Charlotte sat over there and sort of trying to laugh. I don't feel sorry for either one of them. I think they're both half heels, Mantell said. In the same episode, Vince Russo dismissed Charlotte Flair's promo as bland, pointing out the repetitive nature of her "I felt sorry for you" statement. The 64-year-old argued that the storyline lacked originality and impact. Only time will tell if the dirtiest diva in the game can defeat the buff Barbie to become a 15-time world champion at the Show of Shows in Las Vegas next month. 4 interferences that could happen during Charlotte Flair vs. Tiffany Stratton at WWE WrestleMania 41. Tiffany Stratton is heading to WrestleMania 41 to defend the WWE Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair. The two wrestlers have proven themselves to be explosive enough during their brawls on SmackDown. However, this doesn't mean they shouldn't expect company in Las Vegas. Here are 4 stars who could interfere in their match at the Show of Shows. Number 4. Ric Flair could try to help his daughter become the WWE Women's Champion again. Hall of Famer Ric Flair is a big pillar, supporter, and fan of Charlotte Flair. The Nature Boy has cheered for his daughter for several of her matches from ringside. Thus, it isn't difficult to imagine that the legend could be there to witness her title match at WrestleMania 41. However, the Queen is currently a heel right now. Thus, there is a chance that Ric Flair could try to pull some underhanded tactics to give his daughter the advantage, as he wants Charlotte Flair to earn the WWE Women's Championship for the first time. Nia Jax could make Tiffany Stratton pay for betraying her. Nia Jax could make Tiffany Stratton pay for betraying her. Tiffany Stratton won the WWE Women's Championship after cashing in her Money in the Bank contract on Nia Jax. The duo had been close friends with each other before. But, Jax had to look over her shoulder every time to check on Tiffy, who had helped her win the title from Bayley at the 2024 SummerSlam. While the Irresistible Force received a title rematch, it ended in a DQ and the title didn't change hands. However, she will have the perfect opportunity to exact revenge on the buff Barbie for betraying her at WrestleMania 41. If Jax costs Tiffy the title, she could later claim a title shot against Charlotte Flair. She could state that she eliminated the most number of wrestlers from the Royal Rumble, which Flair won to receive her title shot. 2. Becky Lynch could cause problems for Tiffany Stratton. Becky Lynch is one of WWE's 4 horsewomen alongside Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, and Bayley. The man was last seen in action in May 2024 where she failed to reclaim the Women's World Championship from Liv Morgan. While she has signed a new deal with the Stamford-based promotion after her contract expired in June 2024, Lynch hasn't returned so far. This, however, could change at WrestleMania 41 where big-time Bex could return as a heel. The man could help the Queen defeat Tiffany Stratton and win the WWE Women's Championship. Several rumors predict that Becky Lynch will have a new character upon her return, making this a likely outcome. Number 1. Trish Stratus could lend a helping hand to her new friend. Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton have formed a very close friendship with each other in the past several weeks. The buff Barbie and the 7-time women's champion have released new merchandise together and also won a tag team match against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae at Elimination Chamber. The Hall of Famer could watch Tiffy's back in Las Vegas and prevent Charlotte Flair from playing dirty. Additionally, she could also keep an eye out for other wrestlers who may try to help the Queen win her 15th World Championship. It would be interesting to see if Tiffany Stratton is able to score a win in her first Mania title defense. Condolences. Charlotte Flair sends a message after WWE SmackDown. WWE superstar Charlotte Flair made a massive impact in the latest episode of SmackDown. The Queen has now issued a message, potentially directed at WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton, following her verbal back and forth with the 25-year-old on the Friday night show. On the March 21st installment of the Blue Brands show in Bologna, Italy, Flair and Stratton participated in a split-screen interview with Joe Tessitore. The segment became memorable because the Queen dominated the conversation, seemingly undermining the buff Barbie's confidence ahead of their WWE Women's Championship match at WrestleMania 41. Taking to X, formerly Twitter, the dirtiest diva in the game sent a brutal one-word message after SmackDown, seemingly disparaging Tiffany Stratton. WWE veterans comment on Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton's segment on SmackDown. Dutch Mantell and Vince Russo offered their thoughts on the verbal exchange via satellite between the Queen and the blonde bombshell. The veterans discussed this during an appearance on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Bro Down. According to Dutch Mantell, Tiffany Stratton looked